Hey, what's up, y'all? Welcome to another episode of Timeout with Coach Cam. This is gonna be brief. Uh, this is gonna be this is gonna be really brief. It's your boy Cam Chancellor, and I'm here for one reason, and you know, one reason only. I want to have a I want to react to what I saw this evening. Obviously, when you look at things. Um, for certain teams, losses do not matter. Appreciate you, Corey, for tuning in. Always, my brother. Um, for certain teams, losses do not matter, and that's where um, you just know the game is crooked. The game is crooked at this point. There's not much y'all expected me to come on here ranting, raving, and hollering, but at the end of the day, you can't even be shocked with this. You can't even be shocked with this. I mean, Oregon loses to a 3-5 Stanford team. That team is simply not good. And they are still, as of today, get to control their own destiny after losing to a 3-5 ball club. 3-5 is 3-5. I don't care what conference you're in. If you're under 500, you're just not a good ball club. I'm not sitting up here asking for UC to be number one. I'm not asking for, you know, UC to be even two. But to say that we're not a top four team is not fair when we have a win on the road versus a top 10 team. Now, Corey says here, I feel like they left UC no way to get in unless total chaos. I don't think UC is one of the best four teams in the country, but current resume, they should be better than six. And that's just my thing. People is going on like, and this is what they do. This is what they do. It goes beyond just the initial rankings that you see. It goes beyond the top four. It goes beyond the top 10. It's when you look at the middle and the lower part of the rankings. Teams with three losses ranked 14th, ranked 13th, sitting pretty. Since when? Sneaking Wisconsin in at 21, and they 5-3. Got smoked by a Notre Dame team who we smoked. I'm just not getting where it makes sense. I'm not getting what's the formula to this thing. You cannot sit up here and tell me that a 3-5 loss to Stanford gets you to number four. I understand the Ohio State win, but when you lose to Stanford, that crosses that out. That crosses that out. And I understand the two past performances hurt, but we ain't losing. We're not losing. Oh, we're not losing. It's that simple. Strength of schedule. Ohio State's was 93rd as of last week. Ours was 102. Is 9 spots that much of a difference? Now, granted, Ohio State's will get better, but as of last week, Ohio State had the 92nd strength of schedule, or 93rd, one of them. So hey, it is what it is. But we see where it's going. It's impossible for a group of five. It's impossible for a group of five. And Corey Booker makes a good point. It's nowhere to climb. Where you gonna climb to? I mean, because okay, say Michigan get hot. Say Michigan went out. They take a spot. Ohio State went out. they take a spot. Georgia has to win out for us. And somehow Oregon has to lose a game, which I really don't see. I mean, outside of that fluke of Stanford, they're better than everybody. And that's my point. This is my point, Corey. And I keep pulling up his point because it's kind of reiterating what I'm saying. Wake Forest is just a couple spots behind us. They've beaten nobody. The ACC is horrible. ACC is on AAC level. That are we ain't ready to have that conversation yet. Now since Clemson off the map, you might as well call that AAC East. You might as well call that AAC East. They ain't got no ranked teams. So it's just for me like it's hard for them to climb. Um, let's see here. It said Oklahoma will leap UC. Watch, they still got to play 11 Baylor and 12 Oklahoma State. That's true. You got to look at that now. One of those one-loss Big 12 teams jumpers. We got to hope for Georgia to win out. We got to hope for. We need help. We need help. That's what it comes down to. We need help. But no, but after what I was trying to really say was, I wanted to get to the comments because I see y'all. I'm gonna get to y'all comments. But what we seeing now is the middle to bottom of the conference. They hype these trash middle of the road power conference teams to make it look like these Alabamas and these Ohio States and all these teams are beating somebody. And they're beating garbage. That's the issue. That's the problem I have. Wisconsin at 21, I'm going to be honest, it pisses me off. They're garbage. They gonna put Minnesota, who can't throw further than 5 yards, at 20. They're garbage. Mississippi State at 13-14. Why? They got 3 losses. This is what they do. Texas A&M went from non-ranked to 18th when they beat Bama, and now they're 14th. So Bama looked like they lost to a decent team when they were 18-point favorites. Anytime you're an 18-point favorite and you lose that game, you should drop some. I don't care what you look like. You lost. Losses mean more for other teams and less for others. Like I said, this whole college football playoff, this whole NCAA thing, I said it on my post earlier. It's the most crooked organization in the world. One of them. And Gary Berta had the most punchable face up there when he was talking. He had the most punchable face. Let me see here. Are you just now coming? This is my boy Alex from Life in the Jungle. Are you just now coming to the conclusion that the old voting system, BCS, and college football playoffs was never intended for Group of Five? I mean, I knew it was for that, but for the first time, you had a team up there that in the regular season went to what I kept hearing from everybody. Wait till they play Notre Dame. When they smack them in the mouth, how they gonna respond? Okay, we dominated the game. Anybody who watched it. And Jay Coop says it's all about the market. UC don't have a big market. We watch, man. It's Ohio football. We'll watch and we have traveled too. If you recognize, I mean, I understand it was just Indiana, but we took over that stadium. We took over, South Bend. We took that over, so we could travel. UCF was to say no, they was not because they didn't have a top 10 win on the road in the regular season. They was not the same way. He said Notre Dame hasn't been good since Lou Holtz was there. UC's two ranked opponents they beat last year's season were Army and Tulsa. Man, look, man, look. Okay, so if Notre Dame ain't been good since Lou Holtz was there, why they make it to the playoffs multiple times? Get their head beat in. I don't care. People want to say UC they'll lose by this much. So what? I want to see it. I want to see my team get their head beat in. Yeah. So what? If that's what y'all saying is gonna happen, okay. I want to see my head get beat in. What's the difference between 31 nothing Ohio State versus Clemson? What's the difference between Clemson? Ohio State crushing Clemson last year. What's the difference between Oklahoma giving up 50 points every time they step on the field when they go to the college football playoffs that we see over and over? Yeah, okay, yeah. Drop 50 on our head because I want to see it. Because I want to see it. That's all I'm saying. We deserve to see it. Period. Asked us to challenge ourselves. We did so the best of our ability. We did, and we won the football game. That's simple. UC still has a path. Michigan State and Ohio State play one another. Alabama has one loss and on the collision course with Georgia. Yeah, but Georgia can't throw that thing. I think Alabama gonna beat Georgia. I'm gonna be honest with you. That's what's gonna scare. That's what got me nervous. That's what got me nervous, honestly. But we'll see. We'll definitely see. I'm just disappointed at the outcome because for me, it just shows that you know there's really no possible way. And I know a lot of UC fans are going to try to hold out hope, and I understand that. But I'm telling you right now, uh, it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough. This guys too much has to happen. Oregon has to lose somewhere down the line. You hope you hope Oklahoma lose. You hope Oklahoma lose. You gotta hope Georgia win out. I'm naming a lot of stuff. Big Ten will kind of work itself out. But I'm naming a lot of stuff that gotta happen. So we'll see. We'll see. But you know, thank God we're going to the Big 12 in a year or two because if not, I would have really think that this will be it on the grand scheme of things for Luke Fickle as well. You gotta think. You gotta look. He could be frustrated. I'm not throwing anything out there or anything like that. But if you look, you're like, we're doing all we could do. So I'm glad that we're going to the Big 12 conference. We're getting the indoor facility and all that stuff that he wants to see through. But to drop from 2 to 6 is just disrespectful. I felt like we would be 4 at least. And I understand that if we was at 4, some teams could leap us due to some games coming up, and that's cool. But at least respect us and put us 4. So basically, you said, yeah, that win against Notre Dame that was impressive, but it's always a but. It's always a but. Yeah, Alabama lost, but no, ain't no but. They lost as an 18-point favorite. Oregon lost, but no, they lost to a 3-5 football team. Here goes the dog about to start barking like crazy. But it's okay. It's okay for them to lose to 3-5 teams, the garbage team. We struggle to win. It's an issue. So if style point matter, how you get style points for losing? The college football playoffs is just at this point what they doing right now is they made the whole New Year Group of Five give an opportunity for the Group of Fives to get in the New Year 6-day bowls. Basically, that's what they give us. You know, oh, you're good, but we're gonna give you this as a second place, as a consolation prize. Well, boy, social says SEC is better than the AAC. UC has to blow everybody out. I'm not talking about the SEC. I get that. I understand that. I understand the SEC is stronger. I'm talking about these Pac-12s. That's a bunch of garbage. And Oregon loses to Stanford. I'm gonna keep bringing that up. Oregon loses to Stanford, who was 3-5. So make it make sense. You beat Ohio State, okay, but losing to Stanford at 3-5, that cancels out. That cancels out. Now, if you want to put Ohio State up there, losing to Oregon, okay, that's cool because Oregon ain't a bad football team at all. So losing to them is not like the end of the world. But their loss was to Stanford. How are they getting so much clout? Michigan State, okay, uh you beat number 6 Michigan. Now, I want to dig deep into Michigan State. They struggled to beat Indiana. They have struggled and looked bad some games too. Did the style points matter then? I'm just asking. When people want to talk about style points, I'm just asking. Like I said, Georgia clear cut number 1. You want to put Michigan State? I said okay. Beat Miami on the road. C. Banks Lewis just said Michigan State beats Miami on the road. Miami is garbage. Garbage. Miami Hurricanes is trash, man. You want to talk about a name? That's a name. That win, what's that win about? Win ain't nothing. That's what I'm saying. They get credit for beating a Miami. Miami is 4-4. 4-4. Okay, you can talk style points. You go, okay, we didn't play well the last 2 games. So, but once again, you haven't mentioned the fact that why is Oregon 4 when they lost to 3-5 Stanford? Can someone explain that to me? That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. And with Michigan State, it's like, okay, yeah, you beat Michigan. You was at home. You know what I mean? You was at home. It's not like you had to go on the road or anything. Like I said, us and Oregon are only teams that can say they went on the road and top 10 team and beat them. Us and Oregon is the only teams that can say that. I'm looking at I'm looking at who they beat up to this point and tell me whose resume is better. I can argue that with Michigan Northwestern, trash. Youngstown State, trash. Miami, Florida, trash. Nebraska, trash. Western Kentucky, spell it out for me. Trash. Rutgers, can y'all say it with me? I'm gonna say it different. Trasha, trash. Uh, Indiana, hurt us, trash. But guess what? Same opponent, common opponent. They beat Indiana by 5. We beat them by 14. Common opponent. That's what I'm saying right there. So you telling me that resume is fire for them to beat 3 Michigan State? Is that resume fire to y'all? I'm just saying. So when people say it's so much different, no, it's not. It's not so much different. They're beating up. They're beating the teams they supposed to be. We beating the teams we supposed to be. That's all I'm saying. He said you can't control other teams. You know you're Power Five. You have to destroy these teams. Look, man. Look. I understand you got to destroy 'em. I get that, and I know last 2 weeks wasn't particularly what we wanted, but but some of these teams is getting let off the hook, and losing ain't mattering. And it's clear as day, Alabama loss didn't matter. It didn't matter. They dropped 2, 3 spots. That's what I'm saying. And like I said, ranking these middle of the road power conference teams just because they in the conference, that don't mean they're good. That's why you see when it's bowl season come around, a lot of the middle of the road, they get their tail kicked. They get their tails kicked. Cause everybody ain't Bama. Everybody ain't Ohio State. Everybody ain't, you know, Oklahoma make it to the playoffs every year. So bowl games matter to the middle of the road power conference team. And they be getting their heads smacked because they ain't that good. But we boost them up every year. We boost up the Mississippi States, the those type teams every year. We boost up the Minnesotas every year, and we know what they about. So that was it for me, man. I don't think we have much room to climb. I think we need a lot of help. We gotta be rooting against people on Saturdays, Friday nights, whatever. And we gotta take care of business on our end, and we gotta handle business and make sure, excuse me, we win by more than the spread. Cause uh, seems like it is what it is. So we at 6. It's still a lot of time left. It's about 5 weeks of football left if you include conference championships. So just got to keep playing uh, and hope for the best. Do your part and let the chips fall where they may. And wherever we end up, we end up. So that's it for me. It was an episode of Time Out with Coach Cam. I'll see y'all next week. Probably talk about the rankings, long as my cats are in it. But uh, but no, I'll be back here next week, talking about the rankings and see if anything's changed. And college football is crazy, so anything can happen. But I appreciate y'all for watching. I appreciate y'all for tuning in. I'm out.